Krishna said in 19th shloka, Jnana, Karma, Karta are of 3 types. Say for example, if a man thinks that he knows the truth, he must not see the difference between himself and the other person. It is the same expression of the cosmic consciousness in him which is there in front of him. Krishna warns us a lot in Bhagavad Gita. In 2nd chapter also he said, Traigunya Vishya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Vedas talk about 3 gunas, but you go Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. And also he continued and said, Vedavada Rata Partha Nanasti Iti Vadinaha Kamatmanaha Swargapara. I think 43, 44 and 45. Don't be deceived by external appearance. That is what Krishna is saying. Supposing a man has been doing some work said to be good. Don't be under the impression that he is a sattvika. If he is doing it with some ulterior motive of getting some result, it is rajasika. If it is done and offered back to cosmic consciousness, Krishna, it is sattvika. If it is done to destroy somebody else other than himself, it is tamasika. So buddhi and karma and karta, jnana, karma and karta are not to be considered similar. They could be sattvika, they could be rajasika, they could be tamasika. I think we were doing with that. You can put a bracket from shloka number 19 because the next some shlokas deal with this topic. And then we have to go to which shloka we have to deal with today?
27 we have to start, Guru.
27, is it? Yeah. And then Kartru. Who is a Rajasa Kartru? He said, Satvika Kartru. Mukta Sango Anamadi Dhritya Saha Samanvitaha Siddhya Siddhyor Nirvikaraha Karta Satvika Uchate. A Satvika Karta is detached in what he has been doing. He does his job and goes away. With no ego. Suddenly, I remember Siddheshwar Swamiji from Bijapur, one of the greatest speakers and spiritual enlightened. He ultimately made a will that there should not be any monument for him to remember. His body must be burnt and the ashes must be thrown into some places. He made a will. If there is a desire that I must be worshipped after I am dead, there must be a monument that should have been Rajasa for him. So such things are to be considered when we deal with the spirituality. So he said, Mukta Sango Anahamwadi Dhrityasa, and that Siddheshwar Swamiji wore pajams without pockets. So clean in his life. Wonderful people like that will be there. We must have the eyes to see these Sattvika Kartas like that. We go to the 27. Ragi karma prapsu lubdo himsatmako shuchihi. You already know what is a Rajasika behavior. Ragi himself means desires. Man of desires. Ragi karma prapsu. What has he desire? He expects the result from what he does. If I do this, this will happen. If I do this, this will come. And then he is also greedy, lubdaha. Greedy fellow, this Rajasa Karta is. Himsatmaka ashuchihi. Look at the beautiful word. He can give himsa to any person for that matter if he wants to achieve his goal. And ashuchihi, not clean enough. neither internally nor externally. Harsha Shokanvita Karta. If he wins, there is nobody to catch him, he is so happy. If he loses, goes down to hell. Unhappiness extreme. Such doer of any social work is to be called a Rajasa Karta, Rajasa Parikirtitaha. He has to be considered a Rajasa man. Who? Ragi, Karma Paraprepso, Lubdaha, Himsatmakaha, Ashuchihi. Look at the beauty of the words, you can follow there only. Ragi, man of desires, Karma Paraprepsuhu, desiring to get the Karma Pala, Lubdaha, greedy, Himsatmaka, to achieve his desire, he can create problem to anybody, he can make lot of himsa to others, and ashuchihi, not pure enough. Harsha shokanvitaha, two extremes he has got. If he wins, there is none to catch him, he goes so high. If he loses, goes down again. Karta, Rajasa Parikirtitaha. Such doer of work is called Rajasa. Don't get into confusion just seeing a worker. But you may say, he has been doing something for his personal gain, not for the liberation. I think we can recite. Ragi karma pala prepsuhu.
Ragi karma phala prepsuhu.
Lubdo himsatmako shuchihi.
Lubdo himsatmako shuchihi.
Harsha shokanvitah karta.
Harsha shokanvita karta.
Rajasa parikirtitaha.
Rajasa parikirtitaha.
Ragi karma pala prepsuhu.
Ragi karma phala prepsuhu.
Lubdo himsatmako shuchihi.
Lubdo himsatmako shuchihi.
Harsha shokanvitah karta.
Harsha shokanvita karta.
Rajasa parikirtitaha.
Rajasa parikirtitaha.
And in the karta list, one more remaining. Who is a tamasa karta? He has to tell Arjuna and to us. Ayuktaha prakritaha stabdaha shata naiskruti kolasaha. Vishadi dirghasutri cha karta tamasa uchyate. Ayukta means not well trained. He doesn't know the job that he had to do. Ayuktaha prakritaha, uneducated. Uneducated. Stabdaha, man with lot of egos. Man of lot of ego. I am the important person. That's what he feels every time. Shata, cruel. Cruel. And then Naishkritikaha. He wants to spoil the life of others. Naishkritika means a man who wants to destroy others' lives. This is the Tamasakarta he has been speaking. And Vishadi never will be happy, he is always sorrowful. Alasaha. Alasya, you all know the word. Lazy. Lazy. Dirghasutri. When he takes up a work, he goes on doing it. Doesn't like to finish it at all. Such Dirghasutri, Karta Tamasa Uchyate. We already know what is Tamasa in 14th chapter. Tamasa is the lowest. What are the ignorance, sleep, confusion, all low things together is considered a tamasa guna. Here he is a tamasa karta. Those gunas which are there in him is a tamasa karta. Ayuktaha, prakritaha, stabdaha, shataha, naiskruti, kolasaha. Many qualities are told. He is not able to do. Prakritaha, not having enough education for the job he has taken. Tabdaha, he has a lot of ego. Shataha, cruel he is. Naishkritikaha, wants to problem others. There is one interesting thing. Some people want to pose themselves as big people. So to do that, they want to show the others are small. When you criticize others as not good enough, they think they will show to the public that they are great. Such type of people, Vishadi, always worried, Alsaha, lazy, and Dirghasutri, never wants to finish the work that he has taken. Such Karta is said to be the Tamasa Karta. There is not much to explain. I think we can recite. Ayukta Prakritastabdaha
Ayukta Prakritastabdaha
Tato Naiskritikola
Shato Naiskritikolasah
Vishadi Dirghasutri cha
Vishadi Dirghasutri cha
Karta Tamasa Uchate
Karta Tamasa Uchyate
Ayukta Prakritastabdaha
Ayukta Prakritastabdaha
Tato Naiskritikola
Shato Naiskritikolasah
Vishadi Dirghasutri cha
Vishadi Dirghasutri cha
Karta Tamasa Uchate.
Karta Tamasa Uchyate.
Close the bracket with the 28th shloka because he has completed saying what is Sattvika Karta, what is Rajasa Karta, what is Tamasa Karta, what is Sattvika Jnana, Rajasa Jnana, Tamasa Jnana, and so on. The three things which he had told. You can close the bracket there. Sir, what are the lessons for us? It is for our self-analysis. When you have been doing something, reflect whether you are doing it in the Sattvika way, Rajasa way, or a Tamasa way. Whether it is Jnana, Karta, or Karma, we have to make a self-analysis. With that, explanation of the 19th shloka is over, and we come to another thing. And 29th shloka, again he gives certain other things, analyzes certain things, other things. Buddher Bedam Druteseva Gunatas Trividam Shunu Prochimana Masheshena Prutakwena Dhananjaya. And he continued and says, that is over. Three types of Jnana, Karma, Karta over. Buddhi is also, Sattvika Buddhi is different, Rajasa Buddhi is different, and Tamasa Buddhi is different. And Dhriti is said to be the willpower. Power to do a good job without any expectation of the result. So, Buddhi and Dhriti, there are the two things for us to know. Dhriti is firmness of the mind. Buddhi is the understanding. Buddhi underline this shloka because some more shlokas will be explanation of the 29th shloka. He said Buddhi is also Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa. Dhriti is also Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa, which I am going to explain. Just listen. I will tell you in detail. Just listen, he says to Arjuna, to me and you. So he has not said anything, but he has said that he will be telling about the Buddhi and Dhriti, which are also Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa. That is to say, the next 6 shlokas, if nothing is commanded, speak about the shloka number 29. I think we can recite. Buddhir Bedam Dhrutesaiva
Buddher Bedam Dhriteschaiva
Gunatas-trividam Shunu
Gunatas-trividam Shrunu
Prochyamanam Asheshena
Prochyamanam Asheshena
Prutakwena Dhananjaya
Prutatvena Dhananjaya
Buddhir Bedam Dhrutesaiva
Buddher Bedam Dhriteschaiva
गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु
गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु
प्रोच्यमानमशेषेण
प्रोच्यमानम् अशेषेण
पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय.
पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय.
Hope I made this shloka clear. You have to put a bracket. He has not said anything, but he said that there is also a difference between buddhi and dhriti, which we have to consider. He did not say satvika, rajasa, tamasa here, but we already know. He has to explain when a buddhi is satvika, when a buddhi is rajasa, when a buddhi is tamasa, when a dhriti is satvika, when a dhriti is rajasa, when the dhriti is tamasa. In the next few shlokas, he made an introduction about it. We go to the next one. प्रवृत्तिंच निवृत्तिंच कार्य भयाभये बंधं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी. And Krishna speaks about the sattvika buddhi, which he has told in the previous shloka. And a man who knows what is the way for liberation, what is the way for bondage. Pravrutti, nivrutti. Nivrutti is detachment, going out of the bondage. Pravrutti is being active. Karya. What is good to do, what is not good to do. What is karya, what is akarya. What is good for the society, what is not good for the society. What is good for the body, what is not good for the body. Karya, akarya. Bhaya. And also he knows what action will bring him bhaya, what action will bring him abhaya. Bandham moksham cha evetti. He knows which activities of his will bring him bondage, bandha. Bandha is bondage. And he also knows which will get him to moksha, liberation. Bandham moksham cha evetti buddhisa partha sattviki. Underline. That is sattvika buddhi. That is to say, he analyzes everything in front of him, which will take him to liberation, which will not take, which action is good to do, which action is not good to do, which action will create fear, which will not create, which will bring him more bondage, which will bring him liberation. That buddhi is said to be sattvika buddhi. Buddhisa partha sattviki. Buddhisa partha sattviki, you underline that one, and that is the point which he has been explaining. I think we can just recite. Pravrittincha nivrittincha
प्रवृत्तं च निवृत्तं च
karye bhaya bhaye
कार्ये भयाभये
bandham moksham cha ya veti
बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति
buddhisa partha sattviki.
बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी.
Pravrittincha nivrittincha
प्रवृत्तं च निवृत्तं च
karye bhaya bhaye
कार्ये भयाभये
bandham moksham cha ya veti
बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति
buddhisa partha sattviki.
बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी.
Naturally, you know what he is going to tell in the next shloka. That is how Bhagavad Gita becomes easy when we go with a system. Naturally, when he said about Sattvika Buddhi, next point happens to be what is Rajasa Buddhi. Yaya dharma madharmancha karyancha karyevacha ayathavat prajanati. This man gets into confusion what is dharma and what is adharma. Yaya dharma madharmancha karyancha karyevacha. What is karya, what is akarya, what is good to do, what is not good to do. Ayathavat prajanati. He wrongly analyzes. Doesn't see as it is. Ayathavat. Yathavat means he sees as it is. But he doesn't see what is good and what is bad, either to himself or to the society. Buddhisa partharajasi. That buddhi is said to be, that intellect is said to be the Rajasa Buddhi, does not know what is dharma and what is adharma. He gets into confusion with them. What is good for himself, he considers dharma, as Dhritarashtra said, dharma kshetre kurukshetre. He had all evil in his rule, but still he believed that his kshetra was a dharma kshetra. Such is Rajasa belief. Beautiful things are there here, you see. So he says, man who doesn't know what is good. Dharma is what is good for society. Adharma is what is not bad for what is bad for society. We need not get into great confusion with these things. What was once good may not be good now. What is good now may not be in future good. So it all depends on time. I gave you example. To ride on left is dharma in India for you when you go by when you take your vehicle. If you go to America, if you I know my dharma, I will always drive on the left. If you go on the left, somebody will hit you. Same thing which is dharma here is not dharma there. Dharma is rule for living. Rule for good living. It's not something great drawn somewhere from the heaven. It also shows the behavior that we have to do in society. Therefore, these things become very practical for us. He doesn't know what is dharma, what is adharma. Doesn't know what is duty, what is not duty. He confuses with these things. Then he is a Rajasa fellow. Simple it is. I think we can recite. Yaya dharmam adharmancha.
Yaya dharmam adharmam cha.
Karyancha karyamevacha.
Karyam cha karyameva cha.
Ayathavat prajanati.
Ayatavat prajanati.
Buddhissa partharajasi.
Buddhissa partharajasi.
Yaya dharmam adharmancha.
Yaya dharmam adharmam cha.
Karyancha karyamevacha.
Karyam cha karyameva cha.
Ayatavat prajanati.
Ayatavat prajanati.
Buddhissa partharajasi.
Buddhissa partharajasi.
And then, what is the tamasa buddhi? Beautiful, simple, beautiful. Previous shloka makes us understand what he is going to tell in the next. Tamasa buddhi, he has to say. Adharmam dharmam iti. He thinks that adharma itself is dharma. Ya manyate tamasavurtaha. He thinks like that because he is all tamas. He is all ignorance of society and the knowledge. Sarvartan viparitansya. Everything that he does is a confusion thing. Buddhissa partha tamasi. Arjuna, that buddhi is said to be the tamasa buddhi. Which one? Adharmam dharmamiti. He who thinks adharma as dharma. And he thinks like that because manyate tamasavurtaha. As he is covered with tamas, he thinks adharma as dharma. First line. As he is fully covered with tamas, he thinks adharma as dharma. Sarvartan viparitansya. You say something and he understands some other thing. You say one thing, what he understands are different. He gets into confusion with the words itself. Somebody said Dasya Rama Shara, and he confused into Dasara Masara. He never gave any meaning there. So such confusions are there. Then they are to be considered tamasa. Somebody sent a boy to bring three things. Suji, that is in Kannada, so others may have to watch carefully. Suji means needle, and Menasu jirige, mother told him to bring. So he wanted to buy her. He went on saying, Menasu jirige, Menasu jirige. So then he gave into a conclusion. He wanted some gum, mena, and then he wanted some needle, suji. And he asked for the shopkeeper to give him some rige, which he did not know what. So what was told was different, what he understood was different. This actually happens in people. That's how our children get confused in their classes. Teacher will be saying something, he understands the opposite of it. Such understanding is said to be the tamasa buddhi. Look, what a beauty. Adharmam dharmaviti ya manyate tamasavurtaha. Having surrounded by tamas, he considers adharma as dharma. Sarvartan viparitansya. Every meaning he gets into confusion. Buddhissa partha samasi. That buddhi is tamasa buddhi. That is what Krishna says to Arjuna and to us. I think we can recite. Adharmam dharmamitiya. Adharmam dharmamitiya.
Adharmam dharmamitiya.
Manyate tamasavrutaha.
Manyate tamasavritaha.
Sarvartan viparitansya.
Sarvartan viparitamsha.
Buddhissa partha tamasi.
Buddhissa partha tamasi.
Adharmam dharmamitiya.
Adharmam dharmamitiya.
Manyate tamasavrutaha.
Manyate tamasavritaha.
Sarvartan viparitansya.
Sarvartan viparitamsha.
Buddhissa partha tamasi.
Buddhissa partha tamasi.
So he explained what is Sattvika Buddhi, what is Rajasa Buddhi, what is Tamasa Buddhi. Now he has to explain what is Tamasa Sattvika Dhruti, what is Rajasa Dhruti, what is Tamasa Dhruti. He begins with the Sattvika Dhruti. Dhrutyayaya adharayate manapranendriya kriyaha yogena avyabhicharinya dhrutissa partha sattviki. A spiritual man, a man with Sattvika Dhruti starts a job with perfect understanding. How to do, where to end. And when it is done that way, that man's Dhruti, the power of will, is said to be the Sattvika Dhruti. Dhrutyayaya dharayate mana prana indriya kriyaha. He is very determined man. He has considered this good and he will do it. Dhrutyayaya dharayate, he has got perfect will to do it. Then it is Sattvika Dhruti. Mana prana indriya kriyaha. Manassu, prana, indriya and action. In all these levels he considers. Yogena avyabhicharinya. His buddhi is not contaminated. Does what is good for the society. Like Janaka, Loka Sangraha he does for. He does for Atma Shuddhi. He does the work like Padma Patram Vivambasa. We have examples in the previous chapters. Janaka, he did not need anything, but still he worked as a king for Loka Sangraha. Yajna Shishta, we already know. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra. Do your work as yajna. Offer it back. Relax. That dhruti is said to be the Sattvika dhruti by Krishna to Arjuna and to us. Here a small differentiation between dhruti and buddhi. I may not be able to explain what exactly it is, but they are divided into two by Krishna. We have to accept. Hope I am making my point clear. So, sir, what is the smallest difference here between buddhi and dhruti? Buddhi also you selected the right thing, dhruti also you select. Here it is Somehow it is said to be the strong will to do what you decide to do. That's all. I think we can recite. Dhrutyaya dharayate
Dhrutyaya dharayate
manah pranendriya kriyaah
manah pranendriya kriyaah
yogena avyabhicharinya
yogena avyabhicharinya
dhrutis sa partha satviki.
dhrutissa partha satviki
Dhrutyaya dharayate
dhrutyaya dharayate
manah pranendriya kriyaah
manah pranendriya kriyaah
yogena avyabhicharinya
yogena avyabhicharinya
dhrutis sa partha satviki.
dhrutissa partha satviki
यया तु धर्मकामार्थं धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिसा पार्थ. We know what is Rajasa by now. If a man does something for a result, then he is Rajasa. Whether it is Buddhi, whether it is Karta, whether it is Jnana, everything is so. So it must be simple for the next shloka must be simple for us. Yaya tu dharma kamartan dhrutya yadarete Arjuna. If a man does some good thing, expecting a result, phalakankshi, then that dhruti Arjuna consider it to be a Rajasa dhruti. He wants a definite result, but Satvika knows that there is a result, but he does it and forgets it. But Rajasa man does it and expects it. This is the difference between Satvika and Rajasa here. So, expecting the result of what he does the work with all pains to get the result, with that strong will, that willpower with which he does for a result-oriented job is called the Rajasa Dhruti. I think we can say, Yaya tu dharma kamartan
yayatu dharma kamartan
Dhrutya dharayate Arjuna
dhrutya dharayate arjuna
prasangena phalakankshi
prasangena phalakankshi
Dhriti partha rajasi.
dhrutissa partha rajasi
Yaya tu dharma kamartan
yayatu dharma kamartan
Dhrutya dharayate Arjuna
dhrutya dharayate arjuna
prasangena phalakankshi
prasangena phalakankshi
Dhriti partha rajasi.
dhrutissa partha rajasi.
One more remaining. The tamasa dhriti is remaining. Yaya swapnam vayam shokam vishadam madamevata. This is told in 14th chapter itself. Tamasa guna involves sleep, swapna, vaya, shoka, vishada, mada. All qualities of tamasa put together here. Swapna, sleepy, bhaya, having fear, shoka, having lot of sorrows, vishada, regret after having done something, madamevacha. But still having an ego that I am the doer. Now vimunchati durmeda, not able to leave that one, these qualities in him, that dhruti in him is said to be the tamasa dhruti. Tamasa dhruti. It is not easy for him to overcome this tamasa dhruti. We know the hierarchy. From tamasa, a man could rise to rajasa. From rajasa, a man could rise to sattva. So tamasa is this once again. Yaya swapnam, vayam, shokam, vishadam, madamevacha. All words are understandable. Swapna, vaya, shoka, vishada, mada. Now, vimunchati durmeda. This man doesn't leave these things at all. That is the will that he has got for these things. Dhrutissa Partha Samasi. That Dhruti is said to be the Tamasa Dhruti, not good at all. Not highest in the hierarchy, I think we can recite. Yaya Swapnam Vayam Shokam
Jaya Swapnam Bayam Shokam
Vishadam Madamevacha
Vishadam Madamevacha
Navimunchati Durmeda
Navimunchati Durmeda
Dhrutissa Partha Tamasi.
Dhritissa Partha Tamasi
Yaya Swapnam Vayam Shokam
Jaya Swapnam Bayam Shokam
Vishadam Madamevacha
Vishadam Madamevacha
Navimunchati Durmedha
Navimunchati Durmeda
Dhrutissa Partha Tamasi.
Dhritissa Partha Tamasi.
So close the bracket there. He has explained what he said that he would explain in shloka number 23. 32. No, not even 32. 29. 29. So you started the bracket from 29, close it at 35. We go to the other part. Sukam tvidanim trividam shunume bhartasya. Bhagavad Gita is a beautiful analysis of psychological aspects of human being. It is said to be Krishna is said to be the first greatest psychiatrist on earth. He can analyze a mind. And we have come to another point. Sukha is also of three kinds. Sattvika Sukha is different. Rajasa Sukha is different. Tamasa Sukha is different. Sukam Tvidanim Trividam Shunume Bhartarshava. In one line, he said what he is going to tell in the next few shlokas. Sukha is also, Bhartarshava is Arjuna. Arjuna, Sukha is also of three kinds. When he says three kinds, what we know what three kinds are? Sattvika Sukha, Rajasa Sukha, Tamasa Sukha. Only one line he said this one. You can underline that word. Immediately next line he says what is Sattvika Sukha there. Abhyasa dramate etra dukkhantancha nigacchati. Certain practice with constant practice you come out of the grief. Come out of the grip of this world. That is Sattvika Sukha. Abhyasa dramate. Krishna told in the 6th chapter, you must do this meditation without, what's it called? Without, there was one word, Shivaranjani?
With Abhyasa and Vairagya, Gurukule?
No.
Chanchalam Mana Krishna?
No. Sixth chapter, not Arjuna's question. You have to do it constantly without feeling
Yeah,
bad.
Asamshayam Mahabaho Marbano Durnigraham.
No, not even that. I will tell you later. He told us in 6th chapter.
Okay.
That you must do it continuously. I sat for meditation one day, I did not get anything, therefore I don't do meditation. You cannot say that.
Gurukule Shanai Ruparame?
Yeah, that is also there. Continuously. Buddhyadruti Atma Nakinchidapi Chinte. That is what he said, how to do the meditation. Matpara, he said, without feeling bad, you must do it. I will find out and tell you even now. Yogo nirvinna chetasa. That is shloka number 23 of 16th. One day you don't say anything, then you stop your meditation, that is not work. Continuously try to achieve it. That is what he has said. Abhyasadramate. Abhyasena to kaunteya vairagyana cha grihate, he had told earlier. Abhyasa vairagya are two important things to overcome. Kama yesha, krodha yesha. How to overcome this kama, krodha, he said. Abhyasa vairagya, he said. Abhyasadramate. He knows the problem, recognizes the problem, what to overcome it. He takes time to overcome it. That satata abhyasa is very important. Abhyasa dramate dukkhantancha nigacchati. Ultimately, he overcomes the pains of life with constant abhyasa, constant practice, constant trying to overcome them. That is sattvika sukha. That is sattvika sukha. That next sloka also it is explained. We will go to that after this. I think we can begin. Sukham tvidanim trividam.
Sukham tvidanim tribidam.
Shruну me bhartarshaba.
Shrudu me bharatarshaba.
Abhyasa dramate yatra.
Abhyasad ramate yatra.
Dukkhantancha nigacchati.
Dukkhantam cha nigacchati.
Sukham tvidanim trividam.
Sukham tvidanim tribidam.
Shrunu me bhartarshaba.
Shrudu me bharatarshaba.
Abhyasa dramate yatra.
Abhyasad ramate yatra.
Dukkhantancha nigacchati.
Dukkhantam cha nigacchati.
Yet dagre vishimama pariname amrtopamam. In the beginning it looks very hard, in the end it is nectar-like. Yet dagre vishamima. Beginning it is hard, but in the end it is amrtopamam, equal to amrta. Tat sukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadhanam. I usually give this example to our children. In Indian context at least, prime important years for a boy or a girl's education happens to be from 10th to 12th. That will decide their future courses that they may get, future joy that they may get, and everything. Those who work hard for those 4 years, we already know that, will have a bright future. Satata abhyasa, they will do it. Supposing a boy wants to enjoy the life of having cinema, going with friends and playing for all the time, playing all the time in the playground and so on and so forth, wants to enjoy the student life at that level, may not be able to reach the level that he wants to reach. So whoever practices in the beginning, I have seen people coming up in the olden generation, maybe some of you are there. Rural system was so bad, there were no schools and colleges. Still people came up in life. A boy who got on well with his primary or middle school went to some city, searched for from 6 or 7 houses where he would feed him, that's called varanna, weekly meal. So they would go to one house on Monday for his breakfast, lunch and dinner. At the other house, they used to give like that. With all difficulty, they study under the street light and so on and so forth. Work hard for some years, then become bright human beings, bright scientists, bright sociologists, bright human beings, and so on. This shloka is very interesting because it shows how we are to live. The present sukha may not be the end of, may not be ultimately good for us. Yet the agre vishimiva, in the beginning which is not good enough, hard work, it is vishamiva. Pariname amrtopamam. In the end, just like nectar, beautiful it is. As I gave you the example of making varana and getting successful in life, and in turn helping the society later. There are people who also do not recognize those who fed them for their education. That arrogance are also there to be recognized. But there are people who become so good that they do not want others to get that problem in their life. So, yattadagre vishamiva pariname amrutopamam. In the end, nectar like. Tat sukham sattikam proktam. That is called the sattika sukha. He struggled hard in the beginning of the life and successful at the end. Some of the scientists had this nature in them. All life they worked hard. End they got a bright light. That is Sattika Sukha, Krishna is saying.
Oh, looks like Guru dropped.
Something went wrong with my internet. I think I'm back. So, yattadagre vishamiva, beginning it is hard work, pariname amrutopamam, end result is wonderful. You can see many scientists, many achievers in life. Say, for example, a boy achieves an Olympic prize. All life he has struggled to reach the goal. And end, he has the joy of achieving what he wants. But he is speaking about spirituality, we have to remember. So, tat sukham sattikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. That is atma buddhi prasadajam. That will have to give us atma jnana. That is sattika sukha. Krishna says, I think we can recite. Yattadagre vishamiva.
Yattadagre vishamiva.
Pariname amrtopamam.
Pariname amrtopamam.
Tatsukam satvikam proktam.
Tatsukam satvikam proktam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Yattadagre vishamiva.
Yattadagre vishamiva.
Pariname amrtopamam.
Pariname amrtopamam.
Tatsukam satvikam proktam.
Tatsukam satvikam proktam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
Atma buddhi prasadajam.
We will stop